Stress shows up in our bodies. Where do you tend to notice the stress in your body? Most of us feel it in places like tension in your shoulder or maybe your lower back or tightness in your jaw. And it can feel good to massage those areas out. But there's a subtle gripping that happens in a more overlooked part of your body. And when you can release the tension there, it does more than just feel good. Breath can happen more fully, sleep can come more deeply. Your whole body can release the stress responses that it sort of overtakes us. In this week's Wellness Tip Wednesday video, I invite you to tune into the tension in your torso, in your belly area, your gut. We don't often think about that area, but I'm going to show you a technique, a very simple technique that you can do to release the tension there. And that will help your nervous system have a kind of reset and release the stress responses throughout your body. My name is Katrina Peeler. I am a massage therapist and wellness coach and founder of Living Room Center. Welcome back to Wellness Tip Wednesday. So I'm going to dive in. I'm actually going to demonstrate this technique for you in a couple of ways. One is with a tool, a self-care tool that I highly recommend. It is a massage therapy ball from a company called Tune Up Fitness, and I'll put a link to it in the description. It's called a Gorgeous ball, and what it is it's basically a squishy ball, like not all the air is in here, and so it has a little bit of give, and that is key for how we're going to be massaging in this belly area, because like a lot of other massage therapy tools, tennis balls and other kinds of balls, some of them we use are a little bit harder and you can use those on your muscles, but we're going to be doing this kind of tissue, this releasing of all of your softer parts of you in the belly. So you don't want anything too hard. But I love this ball also because it has a grippy texture and it really works well. However, of course, if you don't have this yet, you can do this same technique with a rolled up towel. So I will show you also with that so that you might be able to get a little bit more easily. And then do check this out. I can show you some more links to videos and things where this can be a great tool in other ways as well. So what we're going to do, the reason that I want to have you be thinking about your torso and your belly is because we actually have what's called your vagus nerve. There's a part of your nervous system that runs through your body, and much of it ends up here in your gut area. And when that area can get so tight and tense with all of the muscles that are in this area, or just the way that the fascia and the connective tissue can grip. And when you soften the area up by actually just letting yourself drape over something that is resistance, you're going to see I'm going to lay on this, and because I'm laying not just flat on the floor, but I'm actually laying on something that gives me a little bit of resistance, it's like I'm inviting my body and my breath to passively just surrender and release. And your nervous system, that vagus nerve and all of the nerves there, kind of get stimulated and get the signal to have almost like a reboot, and then you get this beautiful relaxation response. So it looks as simple as this. It's deceptively simple, but really just taking the time to lay on the floor. And if you can't do this on the floor, you can do it up against the wall, but ideally, if you have the ability to get yourself down on the floor and just relax, but to drape yourself over a prop like this, and then just simply be. Allow yourself to really breathe. So I'm going to take a minute and actually show you what I mean by that. And you'll see I'm going to stop talking as I do it, because it really is an invitation for me to kick into my own relaxation response. So I'm just here on a yoga mat on my floor, and all I'm really doing is getting down on it in a way where I'm going to start laying sort of on my side, so not even flat on my belly yet, but on my side. And as I put the ball sort of between my ribs and my hip, right where my belly is, here's my belly button, and honestly, just allowing all of me to kind of slide and drape over it. And as I come down on the floor, that resistance of it pushing into my belly, at first my body wants to say, grip and say, no, I'm laying on top of something. I have to hold myself here. And so I intentionally can just drop in. I breathe. And can start to feel a little bit of softening and releasing. And I can stay a couple of minutes in one spot. I can shift and move the ball into another spot. I can actually obviously do the other side, but I can also just literally put it under my belly button. And similarly, just drop in. I can notice when I do this that my legs want to hold and I relax them. I might shift it over to another spot, like under my hip, down lower in my gut. Doing this has such an amazing effect in many areas of your system. When I do this here in my belly, I notice that my digestive system starts to kick in and work. In fact, I can even do it in a way where I intentionally kind of move a little to get the digestion going. But just draping over it and letting myself breathe, opening up under the side, my ribs. So much of your torso is tightened up and gripped up, but when you simply, that was me showing you with the gorgeous ball. I'll show you what it looks like with a towel. It's very similar, just putting it sort of the long way this way. I've got it nice and thickly rolled up. And similarly, when I lay on one edge of it, and that lets me just drape over or lay on it under my belly. Sometimes when I lay here, I can just then feel my heart beating. And it has a very soothing effect. It's a simple idea, but it's one I wanted to invite you to think about because we often neglect this whole area of our torso, of our whole belly and gut and ribs, and what happens is all that tightness in there then can reverberate and have a reaction in our back or in our shoulders, or honestly even up into our necks and our jaws when there's a tightness down here. So both giving your body an opportunity to soften in these other muscle areas and these other areas where you have tight connective tissue is powerful, but also simply because of the way our nervous system works, this kind of attention that you can give, this is a beautiful exercise, a beautiful thing to do right before you go to bed at night. When you have been carrying around the stress of the day and you just need to unwind and not take your whole day into the bed with you and have your mind be going, when you get on the floor and you do a little bit of this belly attention, this belly releasing, your mind starts to settle down, your breathing becomes more fluid, and that helps with your whole well-being. And then that does actually give you the ability to have a calmer, deeper sleep, because you're not going to bed with your nervous system all heightened on alert, but rather you're down regulating your nervous system in a very physical way where you give yourself the self-care and attention of a reset. So this is what I wanted to share with you today in this wellness tip for the week. I would love to hear your thoughts if you try it. Leave a comment and try it out. And definitely do get your hands on a ball like this, a tool like this. I'll put a link to where I get them from. I really love this particular brand, this particular company, for the way that they make this material. And I actually teach people how to use massage therapy tools like this or like harder balls to really roll out and de-stress all the muscles in your body. So I'll put a link to that too if you'd like to connect with me for some one-on-one support with that. But in the meantime, mostly what I want to invite you to do this week is to just get on the floor and give yourself your belly in particular, your torso, some attention, some gentle soothing. Let everything just drop over and breathe. And it can make a difference for your well-being, for your sleep, for your breathing, for your whole system resetting. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week on your Wellness Tip Wednesday. Leave a comment. I would love to hear how this was for you. Stay connected to your center and soften your torso and your belly.